In today's competitive business world, talented employees are considered as key resources. Retaining them in the organization is a major challenge in the global market. Employees have a certain expectation which are to be met by the employees. If not, they tend to shift job from the existing organization to the competitor's organization. Employees turnover is a serious problem faced by any organization depending upon the turnover rate. In order to overcome all these issues, organization has to address it at right time and in right way. Being an armed force in the country, Sri Lankan Navy, it became very necessary for employees to first identify the reason for employees turnover and come up with suitable measures to overcome them. This problem is very common in almost all type of industries, firms or organizations, but its intensity varies from one another. However, high level of employees turnover led to low performance and ineffectiveness in organizations and result in a huge numbers of cost and negative outcome. The major problem we have identified as alarming increasing of resignation has led to severe shortage of skilled technical officers to the Navy. There's a trend of well-trained mid-career service members, even high performers, who leave the service well before completion of their initial engagement. The key issue is that untimely separation of officers with highly specialized technical training in stream of marine engineering, propulsion system, electronic and electrical engineering and naval architecture, and also IT engineering. Many of these officers leave after returning from prestigious foreign training program. Resignation by them disrupt workflows planning and reduce the return of investment to the Navy, which spent millions of rupees for their skill development. Another major issue is the increasing workload imbalance across technical establishments such as dockyard and onboard maintenance unit. As there are no enough officers, the maintenance cycle for the ships and craft. This has forced operational units to seek the service of external contractors, bringing extra cost and occasional delay in development and deployment schedule. Further concern is the impact of remaining staff who now face increased pressure and responsibility. Young officers are being assigned role far earlier than planned, rising risks of burnout, reduced morale, and decreased job satisfaction. Senior officers have reported that this imbalance is beginning to affect discipline, teamwork, and overall engineering performance standard.
Now I will explain the root causes behind the talent drain of technical officers in the Sri Lanka Navy. When analyzing the case, we can see that the issue is not caused by one single factor. It's the result of several interconnected reasons. These causes can be grouped into four main areas. The first one is economic causes. Technical officers are leaving mainly because salaries in private shipping companies and foreign offshore engineering jobs are much higher. Their specialized skills, engineering, electrical systems, are valued more in the private market than in the military pay structure. The second one is workload and work-life balance. The technical departments are understaffed, so officers face long hours, tight repair deadlines, and continuous pressure. This results in stress, burnout, and less family time, motivating them to seek jobs with better work-life balance.
Ms. Tamali explained the two major factors in root cause analysis, talent draining of technical officers in the Sri Lankan Navy. First one is the recognition and the career advancement. Technical officers are absolutely vital to fleet readiness. They ensure that propulsion system run safely, electrical systems are reliable, and the communication equipment perform flawlessly. But unlike operational branch whose work is highly visible during exercise and the mission, technical works happen mostly behind the scene. This lack of visibility means many technical officers feel that their contributions are not fully recognized or appreciated. The one is the bond enforcement and the HR gap. To maintain technical excellence, the Navy invests substantial resources in training. This includes local courses, overseas specialization program, and advancement engineering qualification. These programs are costly and are designed to build up long-term capability with the service. However, bond enforcement remains weak. Many officers are able to resign before completing their mandatory service period, often facing little to no penalty. When this happens, the Navy loses not only the officers but also the significant financial and training investment that go into preparing them. Compounding this issue are long-standing HR policy gaps. Many policies have not been updated to reflect modern workforce challenges. As a result, they do not effectively support retention, protect training investment, or provide clear incentive for officers to build long-term career in the technical branches. Last one is external market pull factor. While internal challenges push officers away, external opportunities pull them even more strong. The maritime, offshore, and the engineering industries are expanding rapidly and consistently seek skilled marine engineering, propulsion specialists, electrical engineering, and communication experts. These industries offer attractive salary package, faster promotion pathway, and opportunity to work globally. For technical officers who already possess specialized naval training, transitioning into those roles become easy and often financially rewarding. These strong demands make it increasingly difficult for the Navy to retain officers with critical technical expertise.
Hello everyone. I'll start by explaining the main issues of Sri Lankan Navy is facing with the resignation of technical officers. Over the past few years, more and more engineering staff have leaving the Navy much earlier than expected. This is not just one-time situation. It has become a continuous problem. Many of the officers who resign are highly trained in areas like marine engineering, electronics, and IT. What is worried that some of them leave soon after completing valuable foreign training. So, Navy invests a lot of money to develop these officers, but that investment does not stay within the organization. Because of this talent loss, engineering units are struggling. Dockyards and onboard maintenance team now have fewer officers to handle the workload. As a result, maintaining tasks that used to be complicated on time are now getting delayed. Important vessels such as fast attack craft and offshore petrol vessels are sometimes kept waiting for repair. This also forces the Navy to depend more on outside contractors, which increase costs and can slow down operations. Overall, the shortage of trained officers is direct affecting to the Navy, delays functioning in the long-term readiness. My colleagues will now continue with remaining issues connected to this problem. Thank you.
Thank you. I will continue from there. With so many officers leaving, the remaining staff have to handle a much heavier workload. Young officers are being pushed into responsibilities much earlier than planned. This creates stress, fatigue, and sometimes frustration over time, and sometimes that affects morale, teamwork, and even the overall performance of engineering units. For exit interviews also reveal while officers choose to leave. Many say that the salary does not match their skills, promotions are slow, and good work is not always recognized. They also struggle with work-life balance, because engineering duties often require long hours and unpredictable schedules. On top of these challenges, there are strong opportunities outside the Navy, private companies, foreign shipping industries, and offshore engineering firms offer higher pay, better facilities, and clearer career paths. These attractive offers make it even harder for the Navy to retain its trained officers. Finally, another issue is the weak enforcement of training bonds and retention policies. Officers who receive expensive training can still leave early without facing strong consequences, which adds to the ongoing problems. In short, this is a complex issue that affects the Navy's operational capacity, finances, and long-term stability. Finding effective solutions is essential if the Navy wants to keep its skilled technical officers.
Here, I outline the central problem that forms the foundation of this study. This is the key issue the study aims to address. The main problem is the significant loss of engineering officers in the Sri Lanka Navy. Despite the organization heavily invested in developing their advanced technical skills. Over the past 5 years, many well-trained military officers have resigned long before completing their advanced training, creating shortage in essential technical areas, delaying ship maintenance, increasing reliance on contractors, and weakening overall fleet readiness. This study seeks to understand why these officers choose to leave despite valuing the discipline and prestige of naval service. It examines factors such as limited pay progression, high workload, lack of recognition, requested career growth, and work-life balance challenges. This also explores why current HR policies include bonding and promotion systems have not been effective. The goal is to identify the real HRM causes behind this talent range and recommend strategies to strengthen the Navy's technical workforce retention.
I'll be presenting the problem analysis related to the Sri Lankan Navy's technical officer talent drain. The problem summary is the Navy is losing trained technical officers due to the economic pull factors, HR gaps, and heavy workloads. This directly weakens fleet readiness and long-term technical capability. When it comes to the HR organizational impact, technical department are overloaded as experienced officers leave, maintenance backlog grow, and junior officers taken on responsibilities too early, leading to burnout and more resignations. When it comes to the operational impact, at least 3 vessels have exceeded maintenance schedule due to staff shortages, affecting safety and mission readiness. Reliance on external contractors slows repair times and creates quality control challenges. Then when it comes to the financial impact, I believe the Navy loses major training investments when officers who received expensive local and overseas training leave early. Continuous recruitment, training, and contractor use further increase cost and reduce overall return on investment.
Strategic impact. In this case, the loss of technical skill of officers is not just a short-term manpower issue, it is a threat to the long-term capability and safety of the Sri Lankan Navy. When experienced engineers and electrical officers leave after costly locally and foreign training, the Navy lost critical know-how, delay ship maintenance, and become more dependent on expensive external contractors. Over time, this weakness operational readiness increases financial waste and reduce the Navy's ability to sustain a modern fleet on its own. There is also a hidden strategic risk for the future talent pipeline. Young people observe that technical officers, even with high qualification and foreign exposure, are workload and under rewarded. So technical branch become a less attractive compared to the private, foreign, and even other military opportunities. If this perception continues, the Navy may struggle to attract high caliber technical recruits, carrying a long term capability gap that cannot be fixed quickly. Then, human factors. On the human side, most officers still value naval discipline, uniform identity, and the pride of the serving the nation. However, they feel that their salary and allowance do not match their professional qualification or the market value of their skills, especially when they see much higher offer from shipping, offshore, and foreign companies. Long term and intense working hours, frequently overtime, high pressure repair windows are often not met with the appreciation, recognition, or timely career progression. As a result, their family and personal life suffer with less time for spouses, children, and rest, leading to stress and burnout. This creates a powerful push pull dynamic. Internal push factors like low pay, heavy workload, work recognition, poor work life balance, combined with strong external pull factors such as high salaries, better working hours, and more stable family life abroad. Together, these factors drive mass exit of technical officers, turning a proud and capable group into high risk category for a turnover. Less strategic HR and policy interventions are urgently implemented.
Yeah, I'm going to talking about conclusion. Sri Lanka Navy is facing a critical HRM crisis due to the continuous talent drain of engineering officers, creating major gaps in technological workforce retention. Evidence from the case shows that well-trained mid-career officers are leaving soon after receiving expensive foreign training. Key factors pushing officers to resign include higher salary abroad, better working hours, improved family stability, and clearer progression. Internal feedback also highlights dissatisfaction with rigid pay structures, slow promotion, extended repair hours, and lack of recognition. The resulting shortage has already impacted naval operations with delays in ship repairs, increased dependence on contract, reduced operation readiness. Young officers being forced into senior responsibilities, early creators further stress, performance risk, and future burnout. If unaddressed, the Navy risks long-term damage to its technological capacity, fleet readiness, and national maritime security. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to present a set of strategic recommendations aimed at strengthening the technical workforce, improving retention, and enhancing overall operational readiness. First, under the compensation and benefit reform, it is essential that we have introduced technical allowances of critical skill pay for officers handling specialized engineering roles. Performance-based incentives should be offered to high-performing staff, and a structured retention bonus system must be provided for those completing foreign or advanced training. This will ensure that the organization protects its investment in specialized talent. Next, to improve work-life balance, we propose the implementation of proper rotation schedules to reduce burnout, especially during periods of heavy maintenance activity. Mandatory rest periods after major repair projects will help improve both morale and safety. Additionally, manpower should be strengthened through accelerated recruitment and lateral entry program, ensuring that workload is evenly distributed. In strengthening bond and service agreement, strict bond recovery mechanism should be enforced. For expensive foreign training, we recommend increasing the bond duration and introducing clear minimum service requirements after any specialized course. Thus, will help maintain continuity within the technical branches. For career progression and recognition, fast-track promotion pathways should be created for technically qualified officers. Recognition awards for major maintenance achievements will motivate staff while establishing a dedicated technical command pathway and will technical specialties on par with operational branches. From an organization culture perspective, we emphasize improving collaboration between technical and operational divisions. A technical officer welfare program should be introduced, covering housing, schooling, and other family needs. Counseling and family support services must also be enhanced to reduce stress-related moral issues. Moving to strategic retention and HR planning, periodic satisfaction surveys will help us understand workplace challenge early. A data-driven attrition tracking system will allow us to identify high-risk groups and benchmarking our technical incentives with regional navies that will ensure that we remain competitive. Finally, for long-term solutions, we recommend investing in automation and modern maintenance technology to reduce manual workload. Establishing partnerships with local universities can help create engineering pipelines that feed directly to naval services, and exploring hybrid civil military staffing models will allow us to fill high technical military staff without compromising operational effectiveness.